Good day or good evening, whatever time it is where you're watching this video. Spirit wanted to talk about your work in the astrals today. I'm also getting channeled messages for you as that card came out when I was shuffling through my deck here. And Spirit was saying that you are also a powerful alchemizer within your own reality. And this is something that you choose to remain mysterious about. You're not communicating openly with the people around you just how you are doing things. And Spirit isn't saying this is a bad thing. Spirit is saying that they like this quality about you. They like the mysteriousness. You've gone through quite a transformational journey, I'm hearing. And you've got people around you questioning just how you did it, because the changes are so massive. They look at where you came from, where you were, and they're not realizing that you are a truly transformed person before them in this day. It causes them a little bit of confusion, because a lot of people who are left behind in the matrix do not understand that humans are constantly energetically changing. As long as their minds are open to it, of course. And so when a massive transformation happens, it tends to confuse these people. But Spirit says, keep confusing them. Because in that confusion is where their own transformations are going to take place. Also, there's something about roses. It could be the Order of the Rose, or the Temple of the Rose, I heard. I'm not even sure if that's a thing, but Temple of the Rose. I do apologize if there was a shift in the camera. I had to get up so I could go let the dog outside to go to the restroom. But yeah, anyways, I had tapped in with my handwritten cards before I started recording and asked Spirit what they wanted to talk about. And after all this was channeled through, this work in the astrals card had flipped right out while I was shuffling. So Spirit wants to talk about the works that you are doing in the astrals. I was told to pick them up and shuffle them just a little bit more. And then Spirit wants me to set them down and pull from the top, much like the last video that I did. That's cueing me that card popping up there on the top cued me that I was done with that. So let's see about your work in the astrals. What are you doing? Your plate is full. Looking for more and not realizing what's already in front of you is enough, is what that card fully says. This could be a gentle reminder from Spirit, letting you know that within your dream space, within the astrals, you're going there in search of something that you already have here in your possession at this time, I heard. But in other regards, your plate is quite full in the astrals as well. I apologize if you hear my dog on the floor there. I've got all hard surface floors here, so. But anyways, your plate is quite full there in the astrals as well as the physical planes. You're definitely doing a lot. Wisdom and truth. The Spirit is showing me a vision of battles being taken place in the astrals as well. And through these battles that you are fighting, you're gaining more truth and more wisdom and bringing it back to your physical reality. I'm hearing that there is ancient knowledge that has been stolen, and you're working on retrieving it at this time. And while you're retrieving that information that has been stolen, you're also taking out some major players in that regard. And that's what this full plate in the astrals is speaking of. It's almost like a double astral mission. Maybe triple, because you yourself are learning right along with everybody else to who you bring this knowledge back to. But there was that initial mysteriousness. And so this wisdom is not being shared with the regular people around you. Perhaps you're working with other physical crew members. And once you guys retrieve the wisdom, I could see you guys like collaborating and discussing it and keeping a record of it. This is very specific once again. I'm being told there's one more off of this. Sacred geometry. Spirit is saying that you use sacred geometry in order to go to different dimensional planes. And then I heard you say, yeah, all I have to do is visualize the geometry of the vehicle and it appears for you in the astrals for you to jump in and go. So that's pretty cool. And in that sense, you're kind of enlightening me and furthering my knowledge here, because I know that the Star of David, I call it the Merkaba, is a known vehicle for transportation in the astrals. I don't know why I didn't put the two and two together, that you can use other geometries to go to other places. That opened up a whole new world to me, so thank you for that. I'll go ahead and pick up this deck now as we're talking. Let's see what else wants to channel through. Let's see what wants to come out as far as these cards go. There's that one right off the gate. Right out the gate. Usually I say out the gate. I said off the gate this time. Maybe there's a correlation there. Off versus out. I know when you're doing astral work, you go off the earth and out into the multiverse. So, there's that. But Spirit, what messages do you want to bring this astral traveler, this astral worker, this mysterious one, who uses this wisdom they bring back to alchemize their transformations in the physical? That's why you're so secretive about it. I keep hearing the regular people around you. That's why you're so secretive. It's because you worked so hard. You worked so damn hard for this wisdom, this knowledge, in order to bring it back into your physical vessel, in your physical surroundings. So why would you share that with just the average Joe? I totally get it. Let's see what this one says. It says, claim I am. Card number 41. I'm hearing that some of this knowledge that you brought back from the astrals is the fact that the I am consciousness resides within you. And this is how this transformation that you made occurred so rapidly, because the minute you came into this realization of the I am consciousness, it completely transformed how you do things on a daily basis. And now I'm hearing that these wisdoms, these truths, these knowledges that you bring back, you refer to them as keys. So you're going into the astrals to collect the keys to the universe, I'm hearing. Even in the book for this card, at the end of the message, it says, you will start to notice shifts in your life when you fully embody your I am presence. And that's exactly what you're doing at this time. Goes on to say, and remember that whenever you say the words I am, whatever it is that you say after that is sealed as facts in the eternal spiritual realms. And this power is a very powerful key. And yet it lies within everybody. Everyone has this power, as it's being called here. But the thing is, you have to be on a certain level, a certain frequency in order to access what it actually does. Next card, the kingdom is within me. As if we needed confirmation for that. You have come to this realization. You have come to this I am consciousness level. And you are bringing the heavens into your own reality. And I'm hearing that you're thinking about possibly writing a book about all of this as well. And Spirit says yes, but make sure that you take your time because you're not against the clock on that one. And this very well could be another reason why you're so mysterious with this knowledge, is because you want to put it into a book. You want to put it out there in a way where it's kind of compacted all in one, and something that you can also use to alchemize with. And while the blessing is there for you to do that, Spirit is telling you to handle it with great care. And just make sure that there's a full alignment there for you first. Is there anything else, Spirit? That one. Rewrite the script after I just said that about the book. You want to rewrite things in a correct manner this time, I'm hearing. And those of you who understood that statement completely, that one was meant for you. And those of you who it didn't make sense to, it doesn't need to make sense. But this time around, you've come back to do the works in the astrals, to take all this wisdom back because it was used in a certain manner and completely used out of context in order to maintain a regime of control. It's a very political way of saying it. Thank you, Spirit. But in this lifetime, you chose to come back here in the flesh because this knowledge is supposed to be kept through writing so that it can be passed on correctly. There is definitely a rewriting that needs to happen, but in a truthful manner, right? Infused with straight up wisdom and truth. No lies, no illusions, and no regime of control. Thank you. I appreciate that. I asked Spirit, where are we going from here? And my eye went to the tarot. So we're going to go ahead and pull a few tarot cards for you at this time. And see if we can get a closing message for this person who is working so diligently and has a very full plate and still gracefully performs, I'm hearing. I heard flipping the script. That's right. You are working on flipping the script. You and your colleagues. And that could be people working in the 3D with you, or it could mean in the astrals as well. As you saw, we had 3 cards flip out. As I said, flipping the script. So we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. We've got the Queen of Wands upright, and then we have Judgment. I'm hearing with this Ace of Wands in reverse that there's been quite some delays in your creative process moving forward with rewriting the script here. And there's also been some blockages as far as energy goes, to have the energy to creatively put this into effect. But these blockages can be removed. You could either remove them yourself, or you can seek assistance in this matter, I'm hearing. And I'm hearing the words SRT practitioner. If you don't know what that is, I would go ahead and look it up. But this also could be that you are an SRT practitioner as well. And this could be an energy that you help people with in the 3D realities. And that could speak of this full plate card that it ended up landing on, to be honest. Because while you're doing all of this, rewriting and, taking back the knowledge that was stolen and using it to transform your own life, you also do this kind of work as well. Clearing energy blockages for other people and helping them with their lack of energy and their lack of focus and their lack of passion for life. And now that I say that, looking over at the Queen of Wands, I truly believe that this is what the Ace of Wands is talking about here in reverse. You have such a zest for life. And with the Judgment card coming out right after the Queen of Wands, you're literally calling people to get on the bandwidth of frequency in order for them to receive what you are offering. Because when you instill the fact of the I am in people, it is truly life-changing and transforming. And you really do want all of the humans on this planet to realize that the kingdom truly is within them. And now I'm starting to hear that this Queen of Wands energy, it takes a lot. Sorry, I bumped the camera again. It takes a lot to maintain that kind of energy. And so, yes, sometimes you do end up feeling a little drained. And that's normal. When you feel these things, it's a signal to you to go ahead and take a bit of a rest. Hierophant or High Priestess in reverse. It's a nudging from the ethers to go within and to really take a break and to ground yourself in the here and now. And to disconnect for a little bit, because you know that it's okay to do so. Sometimes you have to disconnect when you're doing such powerful, potent work. You have to have a chance to come back to your physical reality and ground yourself. Because if you don't, you're just going to literally float off. It's either that or it can cause burnout, massive burnout. And then you wouldn't be any good for anybody, not even yourself. But you have an understanding of this, for sure. And a lot of other people out there, they don't understand it. And that's one of the keys of wisdom that you bring to the table as well. Knight of Pentacles. You are a very hard worker. Very much so. You hold your work in high regard. And you feel like it is a responsibility of yours. That you are very efficient in the fact that when you do end up getting a little bit drained energetically, you're able to pull back. You're able to take a break. Yeah, see, when that energy hits you, that Nine of Cups in reverse, coming back to reality. That song just popped in my head. I'm not going to put you through the misery of me singing it, but back to life, back to reality. All right? Definitely. And I'm hearing that this descent in energy that you feel lets you know as well that there's something going on within the inner child within you that's letting you know that attention is needed. You work very well with your inner child as well. Your inner child is one of your guides, I'm hearing. And so when discontent shows up for you, it's a trigger to let you know that it's time to go have some fun. It's time to tap into that inner child modality and see what's upsetting your inner child. What's going on, little inner child? What do you need? Is there anything else, Spirit, for this beautiful person in the collective? Thank you. We've got the moon in reverse. That's exactly it. Is being able to release the fears, release the insecurities. And I'm hearing that there is a lot of emotions in the line of works that you do as well. And it has taken you quite some time to master the fact that when you repress these emotions that this work brings up for yourself, it only causes you greater fear, greater anxiety, and greater burnout. And by releasing all this, you get back to that Queen of Wands energy. So thank you for sharing your story with us today and your energy. I truly appreciate the works that you're doing. And thank you to everybody for allowing the space in order for these messages to occur. I greatly appreciate all of you and love you guys unconditionally, and I thank you so much for being here and for growing with me and for learning with me. You all are truly, truly individually appreciated. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here. Until next time, I love you. Bye.